Good morning, everybody. I hope that you are all having, my hair, having a great day so far. Today is Thursday, and today our practice is just going to be a little tutorial on Sharvangasana, shoulder stand. So just a couple of minutes to kind of talk you through it and then show you how you can prop it with a wall or a chair. I brought a chair up here so you can see it. Sorry, this is like, my room is a little messy, but that's what happens in my yoga room. I just start to throw things in here. So we'll talk a little bit about it before we start. Shoulder stand is obviously very much what it sounds like. So you are putting weight onto your shoulders, your upper back, and then a little bit in the back of the head, but everything else is lifted. And you're supporting kind of the trunk of your body with your hands and elbows. And so shoulder stand is a great position. I used to not really like it all that much, but I've grown to appreciate it for what it is. And so shoulder stand has a lot of benefits, including helping with fatigue or insomnia, stimulating the thyroid, helping with, if you're into the chakras, it helps with the fifth chakra, your throat chakra. And it has a lot of benefits in terms of just being an inversion. Having said that, if you are pregnant or you have high blood pressure, glaucoma, any of those things, maybe a neck injury, anything like that, shoulder stand is one that I would not recommend at this point. But I'll show you ways to get the benefits of an inversion without having the intensity of being kind of mostly upside down. So very similar to headstand that we did 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Yeah. It is a pretty intense inversion, but like I said, you can get the benefits of an inversion without having to really put all that strain into it, or I guess strain to get into it. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that I like to get into it. For me, I'm not super graceful when it comes to getting into it. I tried to like really be very swan-like, and I end up just kind of like floundering around a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm going to show you really quickly different ways that you can get into shoulder stand, or if you've never done it before, different ways that you can just try it out or kind of prop a little bit. So the first thing I'll show you is with a wall and ways that you can kind of prep there. I'll show you away from the wall, and then I'll show you with a chair also. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And so if you have a wall space, you can try practicing it there, or you can just watch, save the video, try it out later, and if you have questions, let me know. Like I say with all these tutorial videos, I am by no means an expert in these poses. They're just poses that I've tried and done for now, 15 years. So I can understand what it feels like to be a beginner and what it feels like to be like, okay, this is accessible to me. So we're going to start out, let me get over here so you can see. We're going to ignore my socks, it was cold this morning. We're going to start out just using the wall space. So we're going to come up against the wall. So you just place one hip up against the wall, relax back onto hands and elbows, and take your legs up. So from here, let me scoop so you can see. This is what I mean about not being graceful. All right, so you can just take this position. So this is a nice gentle inversion. You're getting the benefits of lifting your legs higher than your hips, but it's not super intense. So you can feel free to take this. You can even bend your knees if that feels better to you. This is a good one to do if you have a headboard at your bed, or your bed is up against a wall. Lay in the bed, throw your legs up. Magical. Do it for about a couple of minutes, maybe when you wake up in the morning, or maybe before you go to bed, and I promise it's like the best thing ever. So that's one option. You can just take Viparita Karani, legs up the wall position. If you want to take it a little bit further and start to work into that shoulder stand, you can still continue to use the wall. So I'm going to show you. When you're pressing up into a shoulder stand position, you want to be sure that your head and neck stay still. So you don't want to be turning your head at any point, because it can cause a neck injury. Having said that, when you press up into these positions, you want to remember that the position is called shoulder stand. So the weight should be primarily in your shoulders and the upper back. You don't really want to feel your neck pressing into the floor. And so I always think about, could I maybe place my fingertips between my neck and the floor. And if I can't do that, that's probably an indication that I'm putting a little too much pressure into my neck, and that could potentially cause an injury. So just be very aware, be very mindful, and remember that the shape, the position isn't all that important. You want to remember to be safe, to keep your body secure and stable, and understanding that bringing your legs all the way up isn't super important. Sometimes you can just put your legs up the wall, and that's just as beneficial. But for those of you that were curious about this pose. All right, so we're going to go back to legs up the wall position, right? So I'm here. So again, I can just hang out here. If I want a little bit more, I can take my arms down by the sides, press the palms down, and sorry, my hair is getting in the way. Press the palms down, bend your knees, place your feet on the wall, and just to kind of get the feeling of shoulder stand, you can press into the wall to lift your hips up. Now, it's not going to line up perfectly, and that's okay, because I'm just looking to get the feeling. So I'm going to press down and lift my hips up, right? So I'm feeling weight in my shoulders. I still have some space in my neck, so I'm okay, and I can hang out there. If I want to try to press up into shoulder stand, I can then start to support my body here. So what's going to happen is that I want to think about my hips in line over my shoulders and my ankles in line over my hips. So it goes ankles, hips, shoulders. So I make ideally a straight line. That straight line is pretty difficult to obtain if you're very first trying the pose. But just take time and remember that the wall is always right there in case you need to come out. Because when you come out, you're going to want to come out really slowly. You don't want to shock your system and come out super fast, right? It can make you feel a little dizzy and give you a little bit of kind of a disorienting feeling. So you want to just come out really slowly, let your body and your blood pressure kind of reacclimate itself. So again, we're going to press, lift, and then I can snuggle. I like to snuggle my elbows close to each other. Take my hands to support my back, kind of middle back here. And then I can start to lift maybe one leg and then maybe the other leg. And I'm thinking about bringing my hips in line with my shoulders, ankles in line over hips, and I'm breathing. And if you'll notice, it's kind of compressing through the throat. So that's stimulating the thyroid. We're breathing, breathing, breathing. And then when I'm ready to come down, I'm going to bend my knees, find the wall, and really slowly with an exhale, come down. And then just pause and take a couple of breaths and try that out. So then a lot of people are curious about taking shoulder stand, Sarvangasana, into Halasana, plow pose, where your legs come over your head to hit the floor if possible. So I'll show you that. And I'll show you that if your feet can't touch the floor, that's okay. You can use a chair. And also remember that Halasana plow pose is a really deep forward fold. So if you've got issues with your back, it's a really deep fold. It's almost like, imagine you're doing a fold like this, but you're putting all that weight into your back and your feet are going to tap behind your head. So again, I'll show you that, and I'll show you with a chair. And yeah, hopefully those tips help you. So again, we're going to come over here. I'm at the wall. It'll fix my pants, you know me. All right. Okay, so we're here. I'm breathing. And again, I want to take it super slow. I'm going to press down, lift up, snuggle my elbows in, find good support for my body. I'm using my hands, and I'm going to lift up. And then from here, if I want to, I can slowly start to drop my legs, right? So I'm going to drop, and maybe they touch down. Maybe they don't. Maybe you're just here. Keep supporting your back. If they touch down, you want to be sure they touch comfortably, and then you can start to slowly come out. Good. That's a deep forward fold. So take a couple of breaths when you come out, let everything kind of neutralize, and then you can start to come out. Normally the counter pose for shoulder stand or plow pose is Matsyasana, fish pose. but I'm going to show you that in a different video. Now let's say you want to take plow, but your feet can't quite reach. That is not a big deal. Take a chair, put it behind you. I'm just going to, oh, this leg is wobbly. Oops. I'm just going to pretend that this is the correct placement. We'll find out in just a second. You can use the chair to help you out. So I'll show you that. All right, so again, we're here, fixing our pants. We're gonna press down, lift up, snuggle in, legs up, and then maybe I wanna drop just one. Oh, the chair's right there, perfect. Drop the other. I can practice lifting, right? But I'm always supporting my back because I wanna keep my back safe, right? And then if you want, you can even take the legs down. That's kind of difficult, actually. I wouldn't advise that. And then you can start to come out. All right. So that's another option for you. And then very last option for those, I'm like making myself dizzy over here. Very last option for those of you who feel pretty comfortable with shoulder stand. You don't have to use the wall. You can just press up into it. You do have to use a little bit of momentum and a little bit of your own body weight to help move you. But again, you want to think about control. I know that oftentimes I know I can get into a position if I just kind of fling myself, but I want to think about what's safe, what's controlled, what's secure. And if maybe I can't get into the position, maybe that's my body's way of telling me that I'm just not ready yet, right? It's just protecting me from something that I'm not ready for quite yet. So I'll show you just a regular shoulder stand. A lot of people like to prop this with a blanket underneath their shoulders. I actually really like that. I never end up doing it correctly, but the idea is that you place a blanket at the, the back of your mat or wherever you happen to be to go underneath your shoulders to give yourself a little bit more space, and it actually feels really nice. I like to do it with 2 blankets and one underneath each shoulder blade, so I'm kind of resting in the middle, but I don't have 2 blankets. So anyway, I'll just show you without it. So I'm going to move my chair, and I'll just show you regular shoulder stand. And yeah, can you see if I lay? All right, good. So we're here. The first thing I want to do is take my hands underneath me. I just go palms down and bring the legs up. So this is kind of like the legs up the wall position, waterfall position, but without the wall there. And then if I want to, I'm going to press down to lift up really slowly. And then I'm going to use my hands to support. So I'm going to press down, breathe in, exhale, lift up, walk my hands in, support, support, making sure my hips are over my shoulders, my feet are in line with my hips. I'm not moving my head. There's some space there with my neck, so I feel safe. I can start to drop into plow pose, and you can go one leg at a time. I actually prefer that. Go one leg at a time, hang out, come back up, and then really slowly to come out. I like to pull my knees toward my face and really, really, really slowly come out so that I'm not just flinging myself out. And I take it in little steps and then come out. And then if you want to take fish pose, then you can take fish pose and kind of work into that. And I'll show you fish pose maybe next week or something so you can kind of see it. So remember, keep your neck safe, keep your head stable, support, use a wall, use a chair, use any of those props to help you. And remember that if you don't feel quite ready, if maybe you feel a lot of fear going into the position, then maybe you just take the baby steps and maybe just put your legs up first. Maybe press a little bit and lift your hips a little bit. You don't have to get it all done today, right now. It takes a while to be comfortable putting your body in these weird positions and remembering, why is it that you want to try it? Is it because you want the benefits of the pose? Is it because you want to challenge yourself a little bit? But understanding that the shape isn't all that important. It's important how you feel. It's important how you feel after. And it's important understanding that our yoga practice is a way to kind of understand our daily reactions, right? And understanding that the way that we react during our yoga practice, the way that we feel, the way that we interpret things is often the way that we do that in our regular daily lives. And it's important to kind of see ourselves in that mirror and know, what can I change? What can I do all those kinds of things. Anyway, all right, guys, I know that was super short, but I have a meeting. So I hope that you enjoyed that. If you have a question, let me know. This video will be saved. It's a short little 15-minute video, and I will see you guys again next week. Join Jessica tomorrow at 11 a.m. for a flow, and we will post the schedule for next week, this weekend. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. It's sunny outside. Maybe get outside and get some sun. And I hope to see you all soon. I'll keep you posted on when we might be open. But as of now, it won't be until probably the end of May. But I will let you guys know. All right. Namaste, you guys. Thank you. Have a great day.